Okay, so let's actually do this. I'm going to share my screen here. You're going to see a little bit of a loop here. Okay, I think we have enough people. So now I think you can see my screen now. And let me actually show you what we're going to be making today. This is just that I made this some time ago, and I thought probably we can see it live. So as you can see, this is an animation that was just created in Studio. The illustration was also created in Studio, and it's just connecting different states and getting a timeline animation. Well, an animation that is automatic. It just connects in different states and automatically goes to the next one. It's pretty cool when you just want to create an animation that is just looping. And yeah, so that's it. And we're going to create this from scratch. So today I'm going to actually create everything about it. So all of it is just different basic shapes, and some of the stuff I'm using the pen tool. And yeah, let's see how it goes. So I'm going to close this file, and I'm going to say, no, don't save. And I already have this thing here. I'm just going to leave it here just for me to, just like if I don't remember how I drew something, I'm just going to go back as a reference. So I'm going to create first and foremost an artboard. Just press A, just as in other design tools like Sketch. Just press A and you can start dragging. You can also just like add from a custom one over here, any phone, tablet, whatever. I'm actually going to do the size of dribble. So of a dribble shot, which is 800 by 600. 4 by 3 proportions. So something like this. It looks pretty square, huh? 800 by 600. So cool that dribble is like that. So the cool thing about this is that we're just going to be using most of it. It's going to, if you see here, let me move it over here so we can see it. It's going to be mostly just basic shapes. So this is a rectangle. This is a rectangle. This is probably a rectangle too. I don't remember. A circle, oval, lots of circles, and then we get this really cool looking illustration, and it's all just using basic shapes. So let's start with the basic stuff like the face. See, there you go. We have a face. so so we can change the corner radius of it. We want it to be a little bit rounded. So just like that. But also you want to change the corner radius of this. So a little on the top, I want it to be a little bit more rounded. So all I have to do is just like I select the rectangle, I press enter, and I can select these nodes, these vectors, and change the actual independently from the other ones. I can change the corner radius of it. So now it's a little bit rounder. I don't know how you say more round. Yeah, more round. There you go. And let's just start adding our eyes. Just 2 circles. So easy. Sometimes we so right now I'm just like designing this in black and white. We're gonna add a color palette later, probably a little bit of red and blue. Pretty cool. So just like that, my original one didn't have a mouth. I don't know if we should add a mouth. Well, we'll decide later. If we see that it's not enough, we want to add a mouth, we can add a mouth. As you can see, I also made the bigs are pretty big, just like big and black, pretty deep. uh, so, uh, so for the eyebrows, we can do. There are 2 ways that we can do this. It's just like 2 circles and then cutting, a lot of cutting. But I think for this, we're going to be using the pen tool. It's going to be easier if I just draw it. So to use the pen tool, you just press P for pen, and you get the pen tool here, and then you can just start putting points. So I usually just put my basic points that I want to put, like here, before I start editing them. So basically, that's it. I could have also drawn a rectangle, but it's just like something else you notice is that points usually snap to other points, which is pretty handy. Okay. Also, with the pen tool, you can like remove some of the lines if you press Option, and you can just like add a point anywhere here. So I want this to be rounded, right? I want it to be had a Bezier curve. So what I can do is just like select these points. So this point and just change it to disconnected. Now that it's disconnected, it's creating this, but I don't want this point. I want this part to remain as a line, so I just remove this point. Goodbye. And probably I want this one too to be disconnected. Once it's disconnected, I don't need this node, so goodbye. And probably we could just use these points, but probably it's not going to be enough. Probably let's see. You know what? Sometimes you just want to keep it simple, and less nodes means simpler drawing. There you go. I think it's good enough. You can probably get a little bit more detail if you want to, just like adding also a Vizier point over here. So and then you have control not just on one point, but you have it on two. So you could do that too if you wanted to. Let's actually do that. Do it here. There you go. And that's good. That's good enough. I think so. This is going to be I don't know if you know her, but she's a Mexican artist called Frida Kahlo. It's just an illustration of her. Her actually hold on, let me show you over here. Let me show you something. So as you can see, all when I paint too, it's so weird. Those things are things that I painted, and over there, there's also. Let me see if I can show you. Over there, there's also. I don't know if you can see. Let me zoom in, baby. Oh yeah, baby, zoom. Look at that. That's also a pencil drawing that I did. Anyway, let me zoom out. Okay, so so as you can see, all I ever do is just Frida Kahlo's. I just paint her all the time. I have zero imagination. So that's why we're doing Frida Kahlo. Frida Kahlo is it's an amazing painter, a Mexican painter, and she's if you haven't seen, there's also a movie. You can just like watch her movie with Salma Hayek, which is an amazing movie. It was done in Mexico by a French director, and it's beautiful. I recommend it, highly recommend it for anyone that wants to know more about Frida and her life, which is like, it's almost like very ingrained, her life and her art, her suffering. It's they're all part of the same thing. Whereas it's just like the artist, the ultimate artist. The ultimate artist is usually there's a connection between what they make and their life, and I think she's that ultimate artist. Okay, going to go back to our drawing. that was a big distraction, huh? Sorry, it's just like I have to explain why we're making this. So okay, so that's over there. So, and one of the things that makes that people recognize Frida for is her eyebrows, because she would have thick eyebrows, and she would just like proudly wear her eyebrows the web, she would say. Oh my God, sorry. Okay, so there you go. So as you can see, all I did was just duplicate this guy, and it was originally like this, and all I did was just reflect it, and now we have the other eyebrow. And I actually made them even thicker than over there. Okay, so cool. So we have that. Probably we need the neck. Let's start drawing just a rectangle, and then this rectangle we can just change the coordinate radius of it, so it's rounded. Let's change the color so you can see it. Again, we're not worrying about color right now. We just put it behind the face. We are just putting the shapes together, and then we're gonna add color in a little bit. Don't worry about that in the beginning. Okay, so as you can see, the body is also just a rectangle with rounded corners. I'm sorry, guys. I just love using rectangles, basic shapes. Start with basic shapes, and then start making it more complex. But if you can solve everything with just basic shapes, the life will be a better place. So okay, just around there. Something weird is happening there. Okay, there you go. I think that simulates the body. So she has like right now it looks like almost like ET. Like E.T. Go Home. Okay, so if you don't know who E.T. is, it's an 80s movie from Steven Spielberg. Um, for all you young kids that haven't watched that movie. Okay, so now we want to add a little bit of her clothes here. I don't know what you call this. Tell me on the chat. Tell me how you call that thing, this thing. Um, okay, so I'm going to actually duplicate this guy. I'm going to change the color of it. I'm going to make it a little bit darker for now. And then I'm going to draw just a shape here. This is going to be cutting that other shape. It's just going to be, now I'm going to use the Boolean tools, Boolean feature here, and I'm going to say to trim it, subtract, sorry. And now, there you go. Now we got that shape. There you go. It's the same shape that we had on the body, but we're just adding another shape to cut it. See, it's all pretty basic. And then the cool thing about this is that I can come back and it's too close to the neck, for example. Here I can just go back to the layers list and just move it a little bit. And now, because the shapes are independent from each other, and if I wanted to even change this, I could change it to union if I wanted to, but probably I don't want that difference. Or you can even say like, hey, intersect. So now it will be the opposite. See that? That's pretty cool, right? But no, let's do subtract. Okay, ET is looking good. Let's add her hair. I think that her hair is going to be also with the pen tool. I'm just going to start adding a couple. Hold on, how do I do it? Yeah, adding some points here, then another one here, and then probably another one here, and then here. That way, again, see how I just get the basic points first, and then I start editing them. That's this is not what you have to do, but it's just how I do it. So it's me sharing my technique, guys. Me sharing with you how I do my illustration. I'm going to move these points over here. Actually, they have to be closer to her head, to her face. All right. Actually, I think this needs to be a little bit taller. Yeah, around there. We're going to be covering that, so don't worry about that. So, okay, so let's start with this point. I'm going to move it a little bit here so it's open. Hair, it's open a little bit in the beginning. Then let's change the node so it's like this, and so it is open like this. The base here curve over here. I'm going to do the same over here. I'm going to just like add disconnect the joints. That way, probably like this, and then this point is like this. There you go, baby. Look at that. That's looking nice, right? Okay, now let's move this point over here. And you want to cover her hair. We don't really. This doesn't really matter how it's looking because it's going to be covered by the flowers. But if let's actually make it look good. Why not? So probably we want it to be more like this. We can actually delete this this little one, and there you go. Now it's covering her hair and it's still rounded. It's looking good. So now let's actually paint it so we can see it. Oh my God, guys, look at that. Looking beautiful, right? Let's actually move this so it covers everything. And we could add another point. Probably, yeah, just like that. That way. And we can align these points. So just to make sure that these points are aligned when we reflect them. And there are no gaps. There are no. Now we duplicate the left piece and we make it. We just reflect it, and that way we have the right side. Let's align them to the top, apparently, and move them a little bit. And there you go. Look at that. So cool. And now we can actually join these two pieces. We join them using the Boolean tools. Again, right now they are separated, but if I select both of them and I just like create a union, now they're a combined shape. And now if I move them, I move both of them at the same time. If I want to make it a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, there you go. You have that control now. How cool is that? Just basic shapes, guys. That's what you need. Usually you can do anything, and then it looks cool. It looks cool that it looks flat and nice. You can put on dribble, and people will be like, so smooth. And you'll be like, yes, really smooth. Okay, I'm centering everything to the artboard before. Uh, I want everything to be centered, so it's good to just be centered like that. Okay, it's all looking good. Let me go back to the chat to see if any of you is asking any questions or something. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Restore chat. Actually, let's put it. How can I pop out chat? That way we can see. You're not seeing this thing. Wow, quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack. Okay, it's exam weeks. Congratulations. Hello, Los Angeles. Hello from Bangladesh. If you have any questions, by the way, please just leave a question there. And thank you so much for leaving where you're coming from. Jasper, David, Abdullah. It's so cool to see you guys here. It's really inspiring, to have other people that are just like interested in design and all this kind of stuff. So thank you so much. Okay, let's go back to our drawing. Okay, let's do that. And now we want to add some flowers. Actually, let's finish her head. Probably we want to add some her ears. So for that, we just need some circle, guys, but some like ovals like this. Ovals. Is that how you say it? I don't know. Somebody was telling me the other time that it's not ovals, guy. It's like ellipsis or something like that. And I was like, dude, potato. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Look at that. When it's a combined shape, I can just like make it bigger or smaller. That's the beauty of combining shapes and then reusing them. I'm telling you guys, basic shapes, and you just use them like this. Look, now she has ears. And we can make it a little bit darker, put them behind, and there you go. Now it creates a little bit of depth. All right, now let's start adding some more hair. So as you can see, the rest of the hair, I just did some circles. Just circles, some of them are bigger. So all I have to do is just like create some circles, just like that. Just like that, guys. And then I can copy this style. So Command Option C. I just copy the style, or you can go to Edit, Copy Style. Damn, where is the copy style? I suppose it's not here. And then Command Option V, and now I copy the style. That same color, I just pasted it. So whatever the style it has, it would just like copy that style. It could be shadows, it could be a gradient, whatever it has, it will copy it. And that sometimes is really useful because ooh. There you go. I'm just putting the elements, just move them around. It's just some of this is just how it feels. You move it and you zoom out, and you're like, how is this looking? How does it feel? You gotta ask your questions, those kind of questions yourself sometime. More than anything, when you're creating stuff like this, that is a little bit more on the artistic side. When you're creating something. That people will appreciate on the aesthetics of it. So you gotta take care of like, are things proportionally well balanced? How's the layout of stuff? And it's so weird that it's just something that is like we feel. And I wish there was. I'm pretty sure there's a way to measure all of this stuff, but sometimes it's just how you feel in your gut. So and you're going to say, well, how do you get better at this? At like measuring this kind of stuff and just having that eye or whatever that means. It's just practice, guys. Just a lot of practice and just like doing this kind of stuff over and over. Like this for me is practice for me. Just like doing it again. It really you never stop practicing. You never stop. Just like doing stuff that it's I know it's obvious, it becomes obvious, but then you realize that you need to be creating, you need to be making constantly to not get on a rut and not get I don't know. It's just like a so you can keep developing your eye and keep developing your creative side. Anyway, cool. Look at that. Just circles, guys. That's all you need. I didn't need to draw all these stuff. It's just circles, and you put them together. You just change the size. You put them, and does it look good? Does it look right? You move it a little bit to the left, and a little bit to the right, and then boom, baby. Okay, cool. So her hair is there. Now we need some flowers. So the flowers over here, all I did was also circles and then some rectangles with corner radius. I think we can just do that. So let's first start with the center of the flower, and then we can start adding the petals. Is that how you say it? Petals. In Spanish, you say pétalos. So I don't know how you say it in English. The these things that are going to be around a flower. I think it's petals, yes. In Spanish is pétalos. Whenever a word it's very similar in Spanish and in English, it's a little bit difficult for me, you know, because I want to say it in Spanish, because since it's so similar, I just want to say it how already my brain is wants to say it in Spanish, you know, and it tricks me. Uh, there you go. How's that looking, guys? You like this? I think I like this. I think if we make it a little bit bigger, there you go. This is pretty round. I like this. It's almost like a circle, but it has some details. Pretty nice. Now we could let me duplicate this one and let me show you a trick. Once it's done, you can select all of these and just change the height of it. Oh my God. No, is it not? So hold on. I don't want this oval to be selected. And you see all of them, even when they're rotated, the rotation is different, but the width and the height of them is the same. So I can just change the height of them, for example, and keep the width the same. And let's say that 120. And now it looks like something funky happened, right? You just have to center them. And look at that. Now the petals are a little bit more, I don't know, longer. So you can see these edges a little bit more. Over here, the petals were really smaller, so you don't. It's almost just like a circle. And over here, you get to see the shape of the flower a little bit more. So yeah, that's a trick, guys. It's a cool trick. And all I had to do once I had the shapes in the same height, just center them, and then you got your flower, baby. Got your flower. Okay, I'm going to actually. Ooh, what's going on there? I'm going to select all these guys, and I'm going to join them. That way, when I change the color, it's going to be easier for me to just change the color in one shape instead of all those rectangles. There you go. And now we have our two flowers, and I'm going to combine these two flowers. I'm glad that I made two different flowers. That way, we have one flower that is repeated, and then another one in the middle. So this is our first flower. So I'm going to call it flower. And then naming your layers, your groups, everything. That's really important, guys. It's just like you want your files to make sense for anyone that opens them, you know, because more if you work with a team with other designers, they want to sometimes contribute with whatever you're working on. You want them to feel that they're not lost. You know, you want them to feel empowered when they open their file and they understand what's going on, and they can change it and contribute and make your design. Well, it's not your design anymore. It's everyone's design, and everyone can make something better and find that solution to a problem, you know, together. Okay, guys, look at this. I think this flower should be a little bit smaller and this one a little bit bigger. See, these kind of things, again, it's all about like how it feels and how you look at it. You're just like, is it looking good or not? You kind of like gotta get your gut check, gut feeling, and then work on that. There you go. I think it's looking good. It's looking pretty similar to this. I think it's even looking better. Better. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And I'm going to align these two just so they are aligned. And I'm going to center them to the screen. This should also be centered to the screen. And now everything is symmetrical. I'm going to also just group the ears, and you call them ears over here. Again, everything is very important for you to name your stuff the correct way. And it looks like, yeah, let's, I'm going to start naming my stuff the right way, okay? So I know it's boring stuff. For example, this should be flower large. I'm going to call this flower right, flower left. That way, when I'm animating, I know what I am animating, you know? Flower center. There you go. It's going to be easier. This is not only for other people. It's just for yourself, for your own sanity, mental health. You know, you don't want to be stressing about like, what the hell is this path? So eyebrow. I'm going to put over here L, light brow. This should be right eyebrow. Should actually probably, I could have used the same convention here. C. Also, whatever name convention you decide, just repeat it. Keep using it. And that way, again, you learn it once and then that's it. That's all you needed to learn, just once. Okay, eye. So right eye. Is it my right or your right? Left eye. Let's see this one. This is the face. Face. This is the neck. This is boring, I know. But once you have it once, I don't know how to call this. Shape. Cloth. I'm going to call it cloth. And then this is body. Sorry for not knowing the name of that thing. Probably somebody can help us. And then hair behind. Look at that. What is this? Oh, this is this stuff. We don't need this anymore. Goodbye. Look at this. This is looking good. So I asked you that if you wanted to, you could ask questions. So I'm going to open the chat and see if you have any questions. So petals. Yes. I'm going to say pop-up chat, my friends. Oh my God. This one. Okay. The right ear is bigger. The right ear is bigger. Oh my God. Is it really bigger? Let's see. No, it's the same size, man. Same size. Both ears are the same size. I think there might be some effect. Oh, there you go. I think it wasn't really centered. That's probably, it looked a little bit bigger. Talmai, no, it's not bigger. I think it was just not centered. Hi from Peru. Who wants to hear a secret? Fluba, I want to hear a secret. What is the secret, man? Or woman. Whenever I say man, I don't mean like man, male person. I mean like, it's just an expression, you know? Hola, Pablo from Seattle. Jasper, hi. How are you liking InVision Studio so far? Good to hear your experience with the app. So the question is, how am I liking Studio? It's I really love that I can, a lot of the stuff that I work on, it's here. It's in one place. You know, I don't have to connect different tools. It's just like I'm just using Studio. I'm just using Studio and connected with Freehand. I connected on InVision. I share the prototype. I can just copy anything here and just put it on any like doc or something. So it's been great. I think obviously right now it's still in beta. So since it's still in beta, it's there are some stuff that need to be that we're still working on. But I designed Studio using Studio, which is sometimes it's pretty meta, but it's would you suggest using Studio over Illustrator? It depends on what you're doing. If you are just doing a screen design, if you're designing for the web or for mobile apps or for, I don't know, for desktop, then yeah, don't use Illustrator. But if you are actually just doing illustrations, that's your craft, that's the stuff that you do, then no, there's nothing better than Illustrator yet. on illustrations. There are other tools out there. I think there are other tools, but I would say Illustrator is the best tool for illustration. So if that's your craft, if that's your thing, then yeah, keep using Illustrator. But if you're doing a screen design and stuff, I would recommend you trying Studio, my friend. And hi from Japan. Any history management like abstract for sketch? So that's a good question. I think so. Yes, we're working on something like that. We're going to have also a marketplace, and we're going to allow for other people to make integrations with Studio to allow those kind of things. I think I don't know how much I can share, but I can tell you that it's on our minds, that it's something that we value and envision. And I think that's something that we might offer to. But I can tell you that there's going to be integrations from other tools like Abstract and other, well, I don't know if specifically Abstract, but from other tools. They're going to be coming to the App Store inside Studio. Pretty cool. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the animation. Now we're going to get to actually color this thing because, I mean, it's looking good, black and white, but, you know, we want it to look a little bit better. What do you think? So let's add some colors. So regarding colors, this is another one that you gotta like feel it, and there's also you get to be good at picking colors after a lot of practice. But there's some techniques. There's some tools that you could use. So, for example, let me open a tool that I like. So I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to put the chat over here. That way we can see both the chat, and also the color picker. So I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. By the way, this video is not going to be available later. This is just it. It's live, and it's not going to be available anymore. This is it, my friends. So much love from India, Jonas. Much love from San Francisco too. Okay, so I use this tool a lot. It's called Coolers. It's pretty cool. It's just like when you're looking for inspiration that you don't even know what you want. You can go to explore and just like see what other people have been creating, which is sometimes that I don't know. It's pretty cool, you know. It's just like seeing what other color palettes that other people have made. It's a little bit slow because I guess I'm on live stream and I suppose it's a little bit too slow. Oh my God, there you go. So you can put them as like the best, the ones that have gotten more upvotes. For example, I'm going to go best, and again, you can download. You can just like click on it and then see the colors. You can take a screenshot or just like actually download copy the actual colors of the hex codes and just paste it. So there you go. So for example, let's say this one. I'm going to do something like this, so I'm just going to see it, but I'm not going to copy anything. Do you want to? No. So there you go. So I really like this because then you can go and adjust the color of this specifically, or if you want to lock a specific color, let's say that I want to lock this red color, and then I just say randomize, and I think you just press the space bar and it starts randomizing colors. And sometimes serendipity it does a job for you. You know, it's just like finding something that you wouldn't even think. Actually, I really like these two colors. So that's what I was thinking of combining these two colors, like a red and like a dark blue. They're calling it dark push it? I don't know. And this one is medium candy apple red. It is like a medium, like a candy apple. I love that. So anyway, I recommend this tool, but there are a lot of other tools. Like there's also like the Adobe Color tool. It's called color.adobe.com. It used to be called Cooler. Get it? Because it's color and it's cool. And this one just like gives you all this really, if you want to get into the nitty gritty of like creating a palette, you can go into the type of color harmonies. For example, this is analogous, but you can go to complementary. That means that it's going to, you select a color. For example, let's say that you want your primary color to be, sorry, your base color to be probably on the pink side around here. Then on the other side, the complementary colors of pink will be something that is green, like a greenish color. Also red will be on the green side too, just like a, and then on blue, you will get like yellows, like oranges, which is actually, and on movies, you will see this kind of combination a lot, which is cyan and what? And orange. I was going to say cyan and magenta, but no, like a blue and orange, and that's a very pleasing kind of combination. So usually you will see like the darks or the shadows are cyan, or like, and the lights are a little bit orangey. So you could just go and just like play around with this. This is pretty cool too. So, and you could just like select the type of color harmony. Once you select the color harmony, you're going to, I mean, obviously adjust these colors because this looks like a kindergarten school or something. Just adjust them in the nice way. A lot of this is, there's science, as you can see. There's also a lot that is on the gut, you know? So play around with it. Anyway, those are some tools that you can use. Also, you can go to Dribble, by the way. Sometimes it's good to just go to Dribble, you like an illustration, and then you can see the colors of anything. For example, this one. Oh, I love this one. You can see the colors that they used right here. And then you can like say, download this color palette. And so I don't think I can use this color palette on Studio, but you can just take a screenshot and then just like, yeah, I like these colors. Anyway, that's one way to do it. There's sort of 3 different ways to do that. Hopefully that's helps you. Let's go back over here. And actually, I'm just going to make my colors here. I'm going to combine 2 different colors. One that is going to be a reddish, just around here, like a pinkish reddish, just like a not too saturated, just like that. And then another one that is a dark blue. So bluish and reds. Those are going to be my 2 colors. So which usually, by the way, you don't want to have like really bright blue and really bright red combining, because it creates a really strong clash in the colors, and usually people that are, well, that are colorblind or people that have a color deficiency that problem in their eyes, like me, I'm colorblind. It will be really hard for us to see. But if they're unsaturated and one of them is dark and one of them is bright, then you're good to go. You can combine those colors. But if they're both too bright, red and blue, you don't want to do that. It will be really, really bad. Okay, cool. So let's make her reddish. Yes, we're going to make her reddish, my friends. I know you're going to be like, what? But it's going to look good, I think. Just like that. And then we're going to make these 2. So now all these, whatever is their skin, it's the same color. But then I want to make a little bit darker the ears and the neck. Just so, no, actually, almost the same hue. Just I moved it a little bit. And then I'm going to make it darker. There you go. So now there's a little bit of shade there. I'm going to also make these, I'm going to just copy the color on the flowers. So this might not work, by the way. Just paste in the same color on the, oh, idiot. Command C. Remember, we're copying the style and then Command Option V. And now they're all that same color. Now I'm going to go and select the stuff in the middle of the flower. I don't know what you call that. I'm so ignorant. I'm sorry, guys. And then I'm just like, I feel like there's too much red now. I should probably not go with red, but you don't find out if there's too much red unless you try it, right? And I'm going to make this. Actually, it's not too bad. It's not too bad, my friends. I don't think it's that bad. I'm realizing that all of these should be one shape. Yeah, so I'm going to ungroup all these guys. I'm just going to turn them into one shape. There you go. That way I can just change the color really easily. And I'm going to go to the blues, a really dark blue. I'm going to copy that color. I'm going to add it to my document color so I can reuse it. There you go. So now her hair and her eyebrows should be that same color, that same dark blue. This is not great, right? My color combinations are not the best. I can just justify it by saying that, well, I'm colorblind. Whatever. Don't judge me, bro. But I don't think that's it. I think it's really just bad color combinations. Okay, we're almost there. So I'm selecting the same blue, but I'm just like making it light, like around there, and just like changing the hue just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. I don't know. How are you feeling about this color? Please tell me in the chat. Is it too bad? Is it too ugly? Be honest. You can be honest. I will block you after your honesty, but I will appreciate it in the moment. Should we just keep it white? Yeah, we should just keep it white. Okay, I'm going to go to the chat and because I'm pretty sure that you're like, Pablo, stop doing that. Stop doing that, Pablo. Hi, everyone. So I would love to know what you think about the colors. Nobody's saying anything about the colors. Okay, I'm going to assume that you like the colors because you're not saying anything. It is pretty weird. It's okay. It's art, my friends. It doesn't have to make any sense. So okay, so let's call this Frida 1. Frida 1. So now we're ready. Or let's say that this is our illustration. This is it. We like it. We really like the colors. Probably you don't, but let's say that you do. Let's just assume that you do like the colors. Now we're ready to animate because everything is named correctly. We have the clothes, we have the body, everything looks in place. Now that everything is looking in place, is looking correctly, now we should start animating. But don't start animating unless once you're good. And you're going to find out why, because all of the animations happen between different states. You're duplicating artboards. So you don't want to duplicate an artboard that suddenly if you change your mind, it's going to be really hard to change it. So right now, I think I'm liking this. Probably just some adjustments on the position. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let me center these guys. There you go. And there you go. I think it's looking good. So you got trust your instincts, my friends. Your instincts sometimes are your best friends. You can make quick decisions, with them. But sometimes you need to slow down and actually, I don't know, like gather data and input and understand what the hell is going on. But sometimes you just got to go with the flow. We're going with the flow today. Okay, so see what's going on right here. I duplicated two these artboards. And the thing is that we're going to be creating the animation with different states. Every artboard is going to be like a keyframe on our animation. So for example here, we're going to say that, let's say that her head moves up. So, or moves down actually. So we're going to select all of these elements and we're going to move them down. And actually the hair, I'm going to leave the hair around here. And then her eyes and her eyebrows should be a little bit like this. And then the thing is that whenever you are, this is like her head going like this, So her ears, whenever you move like this, then your ears, here my ears are below, right? Before my eyes. But once I move like this, then my ears are kind of like higher. It's weird once you start thinking about these things. But now it looks a little bit more natural, right? Her ears are a little bit higher. Here, probably this thing should be like this too. We should be seeing more of her hair, the top of her hair, like that. And let's see both of the states. Both of the states are looking good. Let's actually move the initial state a little bit higher. There you go. There you go, my friends. There you go. Let's move the whole thing a little bit lower, even lower, just so it's more exaggerated. Sometimes that's what you want to do. You want to exaggerate the movements of your animation so it's more dramatic, So there you go. She's really going down on her head like that. because she's going to be rocking. Okay, now we have 2 states. Now we can start animating them. We can just like, we're going to make more states, but let's just start with these 2. What do you think? So to do this, I'm going to add an interaction. I select the artboard and I just select interaction plus, and I say here, there are many different interactions you can select. You can say trigger, you can select click, like swipe, different stuff. You can even use a keyboard, like press like a specific key. Sometimes this is really useful when you just want to say, mimic something that is happening with a keyboard. This is really cool. Something that I haven't seen in other prototyping tools. I don't know why. And timer. Timer allows you to set a time that goes automatically from one artboard to the other. So I'm going to select timer. That's the one that I want. I don't want to for the animation to start by requiring a click or something. I just want it to happen. So that's why I'm using timer. And I'm going to say that the timer is 0 seconds. There's no timeout. And then it just goes to the next one. But right now, the transition that it's creating is using an instant. The preset is just like, it would just move like that. So we're not going to see an animation if there's nothing. So then for that, we use this thing called motion. Motion will actually connect the layers that are linked. The same layers that are they're duplicated in the artboards. It will create an animation between them automatically. Which is pretty dope. So let's keep it at just the defaults with 3.3 seconds. I think it's going to be too fast, but we can change it later. Now I'm going to go to Frida 2, and I'm going to do the same. I'm going to say, on a timer animation, 0 seconds, it creates a motion, and then I'm going to say that it goes to Frida 1. So it's going to be creating a loop. And actually, we can see this already happening here. It's so yeah, and then, and this one should be pointing to Frida 2. There you go. So now we're seeing this. Let me zoom in. Now we're seeing that there's a connection between these 2 artboards. And now if you want to preview our animation, we just have to press play. The play button here. Oh my God. She's rocking, baby. She's rocking. Look at that. See, so now it's looking kind of funky. You see that her ears are not moving, which is kind of weird, really weird, actually. So we want to exaggerate that movement a little bit more. So her ears should be a little bit higher. And probably over here, they should be a little bit lower. There you go. And now let's exaggerate, my friends. It looks like it's just like, not going that, she's not really feeling the music, you know? You know what I mean? Okay, so let me select this. Oh my God, what's going on? So something that is really cool. Let me try if I can just like make this a little bit bigger. There you go. I think we can make it bigger. Let's see what happens now. Let's preview it. And it's looking a little bit better. The ears are weird, right? Let's see if let's make it even higher. I don't think this is going to work. Yeah, it's kind of distracting. So probably around there. How did I do it? Let me show the other Rocking Frida. Nope. Hold on. Show launcher, Dancing Frida. Let me see how I did it. Yeah, her ears were they go really high. See what's happening there? Let me recreate it over here. Let's preview it again. And let's preview it again. Okay, let's say that that's okay. Probably not the best, but you get the idea. You should play with it until you have it perfectly. I'm going to change the color of this so it's not blending in with her face. Color of these petals. Petals. There you go. There you go. Okay, so let's see it. Let's preview it. All right. Okay, we have our first 2 settings. I'm going to duplicate this one. So this is going to be the third state. And let's say that here we actually want her eyebrow to be a little bit higher, like that, and probably the flowers a little bit different. You know, they're just like bouncing around all over the place. So it makes sense that the flowers are just like probably all over the place. Yes. Okay, so Frida 2, this one now it should be to Frida 3. This one or it should be to Frida 1. And let's see if we get a loop. Oh, we need another one of this though, because we need to have duplicates of both states up and down. That way we get the actual animation. So this one, let's make it more saturated. This one, her eyebrows just go real low, just like that. There you go. See, I'm just like moving the elements so they're a little bit more chaotic. Okay, so now this one should go to Frida 4. And then this one should go to Frida 1. That way it will create a loop. So let's preview it. There you go. Okay, now let's, I'm going to duplicate these ones too. La la la. These ones, so it's going to be 6 different states. Frida 5, I'm going to say that it goes super high. Like, it's just like, whoa, what the hell? It's flying, 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 flying. And then these ones are really low. And actually, I'm going to make her eyes go smaller here. Just like she's closing. Oh, sorry. I'm going to make it like if she was closing her eyes here. So that's going to even allow me to do this. There you go. Now let's preview it. Oh, hold on. This should connect to Frida 5. This should connect to Frida 6, which is already doing. And this should connect to Frida 1. Okay, we got it. I think we got it. Let's see if we got our loop. No, something's weird is happening. Oh, you know what? We should select it again. Let's see if now it's fixed. Oh my God. This, oh, okay. So sometimes you just gotta make sure that you do select this again. It's just like it's not a, now it's creating the actual animation. There you go. Those flashes, when you see those flashes, you just gotta select the screen again, because it's not creating the transitions that well. Look at that. How cool is that? That was so easy, right? The cool thing too is that you have control, a very granular control of every animation. So for example here, this one, I can go to the timeline. Right now, I just set the basic settings here, but I can go to the timeline and you have control of everything that is happening. If you want something to be a little bit longer, or the whole thing to be actually a little bit longer, you can just like move this guy. So now instead of 0.3, it's going to be 0.4. And that one is going to be a little bit slower. And you can even preview it here. There you go. So I don't know, like when the first time she goes down, it's a little bit slower, and then it speeds up. Look at that. How cool is that, right? I don't know. This sometimes surprises me how cool these kind of things can be, just like how easy it is. So that's what I say whenever when I'm telling people about designing with this stuff. It's just like you're going to be surprised of how easy it is to design. So I'll recommend just like checking out Designer News. Also, check out Product Hunt, because of Product Hunt, you will see a lot of new products that are upcoming, and that can also help you get inspiration of like the different trends in design that are happening, because these products are usually or also they have really good design, some of them. So it's good to see, like, open those new apps and just like go through the experience and learn from that, like how other people are solving different problems. So that's something that I highly recommend. And I think the best way to really learn is not, there's an academic side of it. You can read all the articles and you can read all the books and get as much inspiration as you want, but you're not going to really get better unless you start making crap, and the first stuff that you're going to be making is going to look horrible, but that's part of it. It's okay. You're not going to get better unless you create a lot of crappy work. So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it in the beginning. It's and I know it's hard. It's hard not to worry about it because it feels like it's, oh, everyone will see it, and then you get it embarrassed to share your work. But it's okay, man. It's everyone. It's just like, don't worry about that. Like, seriously, like, try to understand that you are learning and you're trying to get better. So, and that it's okay to have crappy work in the beginning because it's not going to get better unless you try it. And so yeah, keep practicing. That's it. It's like anything. You don't get better at playing the guitar just by overnight. There are no shortcuts to that. You just gotta keep practicing. Same thing. Okay. What do you think about Framer X? Is it still worth studying? Framer X is amazing. Playing around with it, and it's a great tool. I think the team from Framer have done an amazing job at what they're making. I think it's more design oriented. Well, no, I don't know. It's a good blend of design and code. It's a great blend, actually. They're going with React, which I think it's a smart move. I don't know. It's still in beta, so I will. If you get an invite, definitely try it and just like see what you feel. I think it's getting there. It's good. I recommend it. If you get an invite, try it out. Okay, so let's go see background animation again. Okay, let me go back here and just share it again. Hold on. Oh my God. There you go. Hold on. Yeah. Look at that. Even the colors look good, right? They look kind of good. By the way, this is something really cool that the preview here, it's really dope. You can just like resize this, and then you can just like take a screenshot or take a video as a screen share. And also you can share this on the web. So I'm going to actually share this, and anyone can see this. So Frida Rocking. I'm going to call this. I'm going to publish it, and that creates a link, and anyone can open this. Which with the animation, that's the most incredible thing. I copy the link. Let me put it here. I'm actually putting it on the chat right now, so you should be seeing the link there, and I'm going to open it here. Hopefully it works. I'm pretty sure it should work. There you go. This is on the web. Now anyone can just like leave their comments, see, even inspect, I think. Yeah, you can see it on inspect too. All the elements are there. This is amazing, guys. And then the animation is there. So other people can see it too and leave a comment like, dude, this is dope. Like, yo, look at that. This invites other people to see the animation, how it's happening. Like, you don't have to be there. You don't have to send the video. Just send the link with the prototype and boom, baby. I'm telling you guys. So I left the link on the chat, so you can play with it too if you want to. Leave a comment. Come on, subscribe and tell me, hey, I love this. And you can see it here, 4, 5, 6 of this is so dope. Anyway, I want to hold on. You are seeing my screen, right? Yeah, you are seeing my screen. So that's it. That's it for today. Thank you so much for being here with me. I know it's in some places it's pretty late. I just wanted to do a quick demo of this stuff. I think it's always good. I always try to just open a design tool or whatever tool and just like see, are there any other ways we can use this tool, and I invite you to do the same. Just like, obviously, Studio wasn't designed specifically for character animation, but if you and so there aren't all the tools to do a character animation. Because it's not intended to do that. But you can push a tool to do something that it was not intended to do in the beginning. So, and it's always fun to do that kind of stuff. So I invite you to do that kind of stuff, and I would love to see your stuff too. Share it. Share it with the world. I'm going to go. Thank you so much for being here, and bye bye.